This is Larry Jordan, the host of the Digital Production Buzz. The following interview is an excerpt from a recent program. To hear the entire program, visit digitalproductionbuzz.com. Marianne Bourg is originally from France and Luxembourg, but who's now based in Los Angeles. She won the Best Actress award at the Campus Movie Festival in 2015 for the movie Snake Eyes, and has also starred in two new movies, Road Wars and Gunwoman. She also had a recurring role on the TV show Sangre Negra. Hello, Marianne. Welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you.
What first got you interested in acting?
I started acting when I was 12. I was doing theater back home, and the actual reason why I started is silly, but I watched Harry Potter, and the children are pretty much my age when they started, and so I got really jealous, and I wanted to do what they were doing because it seemed so much fun, and they were in this dream world, and they were making me happy watching it. They were making me dream, and I wanted to give that to other people. So that's when I started going to theater school, went there for a few years, and then I stopped, and I went and studied finance for another few years.
Holy cow, really?
I did, yes. A waste
Probably a
of
good
time and
idea.
not a waste of, it's, yeah.
That's
it's
like something
50-50.
your mother or father tells you, just to fall back on.
That's absolutely right.
Take a finance class.
And then they say you can do acting later, but it's actually the other way around. You can always go to university later.
Exactly.
that's
Do
very
acting
true.
first.
Although the older you get, the harder it is to go back to school. So
That's it. But the harder it is to get back to acting, too.
that's very
You need
true.
so much energy to do it.
We had a chance to talk in the last segment with Suzanne about how to create a demo reel.
Yes.
And what I want to talk with you about today is how to get work as an actor, because clearly you're booking jobs and you're booking films, which is
Yes.
something that a lot of actors dream of but aren't able to do. So how do you find work?
Well, also I see a lot of people aren't putting the work they should be putting in. A lot of people don't have headshots, or their headshots are 3 years old. A lot of people are not on LA Casting, Actors Access, IMDb Pro. People don't have reels. That's the most common one. And they don't even think about how they could get the reel. Because I tell them, well, just shoot some scenes with your friends, get some lights for one day and shoot for 6 hours. You can get 10 scenes out of there. And they go, oh, I never thought about that. How did you not think about that? It's so obvious to me. So you just need to be really awake and really constantly be thinking about ways like, how can I meet this casting director? Because I know this show, I want to be on this show, I would be perfect for it. How do I contact them? Maybe go on IMDb Pro, see if the email is there, or find their phone number, found their mailing list, found anything that you can, talk to a PA who was in the movie with them. You know, if you really want to make it and want to get in touch with certain people, you just need to be smart about it and found ways to do it. And then there's always ways to do it.
Now, Mike is a big fan of networking, getting out and meeting people and having, just so they know you exist.
Yes.
And yet there's a lot of marketing which is done via social media, a lot of marketing which is done using demo reels
Yes.
and mailing headshots to anything that can walk. Where do you put your effort? You don't have unlimited time.
No, your effort needs to be really specific. Because I did it the first time when I came here. I was looking for an agent, and I was mailing headshots and reels to every possible agent. Never got an answer. Until I focused on 2-3 agents, I was like, they don't have anybody like me. They need foreigners. They're like, they know the casting directors for the shows I want to be on. And then I harassed them. And I would send them emails. It's true, you have to do it in a polite way, not every day. That'd be crazy. Send them emails. When you book something, go, hey, my movie's on Amazon. Watch it. Hey, I just did a musical. Do you want to listen to my song? And just kind of stay in touch, because we're all human beings, and these people are human beings. They want to trust people that they know. So when you stay on their radar and you talk to them like a normal person, at some point they go, oh, I feel like I know her. Well, let me call her in because I feel like she's almost my friend now. But it has to be really focused. Know who you are, know what you're selling. For example, I'm not playing an American. And I see a lot of roles where it's like playing a parent or playing some authority figure, a cop or something. I can't play any of these roles because they specifically want Americans a lot of the times. So I have to go and see, okay, what am I selling? I'm selling Europeanness. And
You're the
some
dangerous
Frenchness.
international villain.
But that's exactly what I get cast as. And once I understood that, I was like, I'm going to sell exactly that, because that's what they want. And when I come in the room, that's what they're going to see.
Well, I will confess, I was impressed with your IMDb listing, and
Thank you.
virtually every other shot had you with some serious armament.
That's absolutely
We're
right.
talking bazookas and cannons and
I love it.
unbelievable stuff.
Yes.
So you're actually marketing yourself in that direction. It's not just
Absolutely.
by happenstance.
No. You have to, especially at the very beginning, you have to know what you're selling.
Yeah, she makes a really, really good point, because actors when it comes to business, they don't know crap.
They're selling everything.
And so they really do need to know who you are, what
Yes.
type you are, and sell that. Then after you sell that, then you can get into all the
I was talking to
other
a
roles
friend of
that you want
mine
to do.
who's Russian. I saw her 2 weeks ago, and she like looks extremely Russian. She's the cliche of the Russian, has a very thick accent. And she was like, should I go for the girl next door? Should I? I'm like, absolutely not. You're never going to get cast as that. Go for either comedies where you're playing the silly Russian girl, or get headshots where you look really sexy and you look like a spy and you look like the stereotype that people want to see. And she did that, and it's, that's what works.
How do you decide what your strength is? Because one of the things I've learned as I teach students is it's easy for us to all identify our weaknesses. But how do we identify our strengths? Because they've always been with us. Like,
Yes.
you speak French. I can barely speak English. And I've never considered the ability to speak a language. I've always viewed that as a weakness, but I don't consider the ability to speak English a strength because it's always who I am.
Right.
How do you identify your strengths?
The best way to do it is ask other people, especially if you're trying to identify what kind of characters you should play. You're in a bad spot to test it and to tell yourself what it is, because as an actor, I would like to play everything. That's why I became an actor, because I want to do many different characters. But then as I asked friends and I asked other people, they say, what do you see me as? When I come in the room, who am I? Or even when I went into casting director workshops, I would always ask the casting director, now that I just did a scene and you heard me speak a little bit, what would you cast me as? Just to get a quick idea of what it would be. And then you just put all these opinions together, and then you know who you are or what you can sell.
So what piece of marketing do you find the most useful? Is it face-to-face meetings? Is it bugging people via email? Is it headshots? Is it demo reels? What works? What do you put your first effort into?
I feel like you have to attack on every base. Seriously, if you can meet the person face-to-face, it's always better, because it's a human thing. We relate more once we've seen a face. Or if you can go out there and network and always stay in touch with the people. That's probably the most important thing. And a lot of people forget. They went, I went to this Golden Globes party and I met 2 producers. And then 6 months later, I'm like, are you still in touch with them? They're like, no, but I met them that one time. I'm like, well, they don't know who you are anymore. So you need to just gently send emails and remind them, invite them to a show if you're doing a show. That's probably the best thing. Send them your reel when you get a new reel, or whatever else you're doing. Just keep them updated, And also what people obviously love is when you don't look like you're trying to take advantage of them. And this is a city where people are constantly trying to see, what can I get from you, Yeah. And when you just come and you go, hey, are you a director? Well, if I hear of any script that I'm interested in, I'll send it to you. I'll try to get you a job. Or even producers. You try to, because you want them to be friends, you try to get them a job. And then if they find something for you, they'll try to get you a job. It's a give-give situation, not just trying to meet people and trying to get what you can from them. It's uncomfortable for you. It's uncomfortable for the other person. So just be a human being.
Yeah, go back to the beginning of what I said. If you have talent, people will find you, but you got to get out there so you can be found. And if they do find you, they really want to help you.
Yeah.
People really want to help you.
They do.
Because it makes them look good, too, as well as you.
And also casting directors, you're the solution.
Sure.
And when you get into a room...
They have a big problem. You're in there to solve it. So.
If you can go there and be awesome, great. Then they don't need to worry about it anymore.
Absolutely.
They're not going to look bad. They
They
can
look
send you
good
to the
and they'll have you
producers.
back.
They go, thank God.
And each time you're awesome gets you a little bit closer to that better agent, which is so important. I mean, it's very important that you get
Why
the
is a
best
better
agent.
agent important? Aren't they
They're
all?
getting all the calls. They know what's going on. The smaller agencies don't. So even if you have a agent, it doesn't really mean much. You need those top agents. It's really because they have the opportunities, and it's a stepping stone. It's a ladder to get to those top agents, and eventually, like you said, if you got talent, you'll get there.
And what happened to a friend of mine, he had a reel that we shot 3 years ago with student movies and everything, so nothing really, really amazing. But he has a very good look, and he managed by stalking this agent to get her to sign him, and he went to workshops with her and emailed her, and she signed them, and he's been booking co-stars and guest stars nonstop since he signed with her. So getting an agent is one of the most important things. Somebody who will get the breakdowns that you cannot get. Or even if you get them, as some people do, you won't be able to submit yourself. Somebody who can make that phone call for you is the most important thing. Or even make friends with agents. Because I've done that for a co-star that I auditioned for. I'm friends with a few agents and managers, but they didn't sign me because they had too many people like me. But I saw a breakdown that I was perfect for. And then I called her, I was like, no, I'm not signed with you, but I'll give you 20% if you can get me in the room. She's like, okay. So, just even if people
Good.
don't sign you, don't be resentful. They have their own reasons. Just stay in touch, talk to them, show them that you're working, that you don't necessarily need them, show you're doing your stuff. They'll find you eventually.
So we've got our marketing materials. What kind of headshots should we get? Do we need different headshots, or is a single headshot?
Absolutely different headshots, 4 to 5 different headshots. And casting directors don't have time to imagine what you could look like. If they need a business person, you better have a headshot where you look really businessy. So have a headshot for all the things that you could play very well. So typically the girl next door, or for me, I do a lot of martial arts. So martial arts, or with a weapon, or like, I don't know, architect, if you're an architect and you can play this kind of role. Anything that like, I am these types, or villain. Get headshots that represent you, and get a few of them, and send the casting director exactly the headshot they need for the specific job. And ideally, if you can have a reel that reflects that. For example, I have a dramatic reel, I have a martial arts reel, I have a comedy reel, I have a villain reel. Depending on the job, I just go, here is exactly what you need. You don't need to see anything else, don't need to see the comedy, just here's the villain stuff. It just makes it easier for them, makes it easier for you.
So we need a demo reel. Suzanne is saying a demo reel which encompasses everything. You're saying a
Yes.
demo reel which is specific.
I say both, and I believe that, because we talked about it, that's what she meant as well. The first one should be a teaser. The 58, 59 seconds, just a teaser of like everything, just every possible emotion, very different roles that you've played, comedy, drama, action, everything, so that people gain interest in you. It should be like a trailer. It makes you want to go watch the movie. And then when they go on your IMDb, on your website, then they can see like full scenes, or like the specifically dramatic reel with different scenes and then everything. So ideally, you should have both.
Okay, so we've got a demo reel. We've got a headshot for different environments.
Yes.
We're networking our brains out, and we're making sure we've got a good agent.
Stay in touch with the people you network with.
And now it's time for the audition. What do we need to do at the audition to give ourselves a better chance to get the gig? It's never a guarantee.
I was terrible at auditions.
I love auditioning.
God, I hated them.
You have to consider the audition as if you had already booked the job. It's
Why
a
is
hard
that?
thing to do, because it makes you more comfortable. It makes you feel like the role is yours. Because if you go in there and you're like, they're judging me, you're going to look like you're being judged. It's a no-no. And don't talk too much. Because I've done casting for some friends, and I see people could come in and start talking, and I couldn't get my parking, and I got a parking ticket, and the traffic was terrible. I don't want to hear that. So you just come in, you're here to do your work, you enjoy yourself, you behave as if the character was already yours, and you're just the lead character, and you're coming in to do your job, your rehearsal, and then you say thank you, goodbye, and you leave. And also at the end, people start discussing, but I made this decision because I was thinking of this, and I don't discuss it. Don't talk about it. Just, if they give you direction, take it. Don't discuss it. Don't say why you did it differently. Do it, and then leave. And be really confident, which is the hardest thing to do. But just prepare very well and know that you're well prepared. And then you go in, do your job like a pro, and then you leave. And if they don't want you, it's probably not anything you did.
Should you come in character, or should you assume character when they say go?
I've done both. Because when I play villains, and when I'm supposed to play like a serial killer, and if I go in really creepy, they're probably going to like what I do, but then they're going to go, I don't want to be on set with her. She's crazy. So then go in, be nice, be sweet. Don't be too overly bubbly. Don't be too far away from the character, but just be a little nicer, and
Let them
then
know
get
you're
into
human.
character. Absolutely. Because they also want to spend time with you on set. They don't want somebody who's in a bad mood, who's crazy, who's negative, any of that. So just don't be
good
overly anything.
It's called acting, not schizophrenia.
Exactly. Yeah. Be normal.
Yeah.
As you look at actors or work with other actors, what are some of the common mistakes they make that if you could just do one thing and shake them by the shoulders and say, don't do this, what is it?
People are
One
very,
thing?
there's so many things that bother me. People are very entitled. And people think they already know it all. So I see a lot of people who have headshots that are old and like, I don't care, I look the same, or my reel is good enough, I don't need to take any classes, I'm good the way I am. People that don't work on themselves constantly and don't try to find ways to make it and go, okay, this doesn't work, what else can I do? How can I get in touch with this person? I want people that are more hardworking, people that are all about it. And when people aren't that, that I feel that I'm wasting my time. I feel like they're making the casting director waste their time.
Wait a minute. You use the phrase "work on themselves." What does that mean?
Work on themselves, as in try to find. It's getting to know yourself. Know what's best about you. Know what you're not as good at, and maybe work on that. You know, oh, I can't cry as well. I'm not as emotional as I should be. I need to work on that. Or like, this audition didn't go well. What was my state of mind? Why did it not work out? You know, and try to be. You need to be really comfortable with yourself, and that's what's going to make you more even confident and look more confident too.
So the key is take a deep breath, talk to the world, keep your stuff updated, and don't give up.
And don't be afraid of other people. Casting directors and producers, they're just people. They're going home to their kids and their dog afterwards. They're just like you.
Yeah.
And for people that want to like you as an actor, where can they go on the web to learn about you and get a hold of you?
Well, my website is www.marianne-bourg.com, or I'm on IMDb, I'm on Twitter, Instagram.
Oh, your IMDb stuff is incredible.
Thank you so much.
It's been fun.
It's very sweet of you.
Marianne, thank you so very much
you.
for joining us. I wish you great success. And when I talk to you again, I want to have you have another 4 movies under your belt. You take good care.
Thank
We'll
you
talk
so
to you
much.
soon.
Bye.
Thanks. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. To stay connected and receive updates from The Buzz, sign up for our free weekly newsletter now. Or you can learn more about us on our website. And thanks for watching The Digital Production Buzz.